Dennis, what is it like to direct a film of your own that you're in?
It's sort of like being quarterback on a football team, except that you're writing the plans also because Peter Fonda and I wrote the screenplay.
You were involved in every inch of it. You must not have ever been able to put it down for a minute.
Well, I edited it also for a year and got the music together for it. I have a wild score with Steppenwolf and the Byrds and Bob Dylan and Jimi Hendrix, and it's good.
Well, since you were involved in it from top to toe, then I guess you can take complete credit and complete blame and complete everything.
Well, yeah.
That's the only advantage or disadvantage of it.
Yeah.
Is it what you wanted it to say?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've been talking for 15 years about making a film that would be an art film and also be commercial. And that I'd win either Cannes or Venice, and we took it to Cannes, and we were the only film there that won 2 awards. I won Best First Direction of a Picture, which is an honorary award. They give it, well, the last time they gave it was for Man and Woman. Mm-hmm. Gave it to the director of that, and we won the World Protestant Church Award for the best film in the festival, which I thought they were putting me on about. I was very honored, but I couldn't see how cocaine smugglers and people who smoke marijuana from beginning to the end of the movie could possibly win that award. But it was a great honor, and it is a very moral film. It's about man's inhumanity to man.
And tell me a little bit about how it goes. You say you ride motorcycles in it.
Yeah, well, we ride from Los Angeles to Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and then on into Florida. And
it's kind of the people what you meet on the way and what happens to you.
Yeah, different types of people in the country. It's about what's happening in America today, and I don't like the generation gap, but it's about having long hair. We're not allowed into restaurants. We're not allowed into motels. We camp out at the side of the road, and it sort of becomes a Western for a while, and it's a very beautiful open country, and we ride motorcycles rather than horses. And then as we get back into the civilization, we start getting into problems in Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi.
The stars don't have to look a certain way just to look like a star. I mean,
no.
You don't have to pull up with a Cadillac in front to come in here to do an interview here.
No, but that's fun, too.
Do you like that, too?
Well, I'm just, I'm just like...
It's okay if it's fun, then, is that it?
Well, no, I wear long hair, and everybody says, well, you people wear long hair to be different. I wear long hair because I identify with long-haired people, just like I assume that people wear short hair, not because they want to have long hair, but because they want to identify with short-haired people. People have preconceived ideas. You have long hair, you're a communist. You're on welfare. You're on your way to the Poor People's March. You have hepatitis. You have venereal disease. Preconceived ideas, and preconceived ideas are destroying this country.
Dennis, do you think that your San Diego acting experience served as a good foundation for your career in Hollywood?
I think it was invaluable. My training at the Globe Theater, and when I graduated from high school, I played Shakespeare here at the old Globe Theater, and that was a marvelous experience. And I worked at La Jolla Playhouse, and as an apprentice, and I met a lot of people there. I had a great opportunity to watch professional actors work and rehearse, and it was invaluable, I think.
You went to Hollywood at the tender age of 18. You're 26 now. How many roles have you performed in the ensuing 8 years?
I've done about 10 or 11 movies. I'm not quite sure which, and about 150 guest star shots on television.
Are most of the opportunities now in Hollywood on television rather than in motion pictures?
Well, I think all of them. Unless you're a star, unless you're a big established star, you have to make your living from television. And there are very few movies. I understand there were only 200 movies made in Hollywood last year. A lot of them abroad.
You haven't gone overseas to make any pictures, have you?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
I haven't been offered them, and most of the younger people are being used from Europe. They're European actors, actually.
Is Hollywood going through a transition now, perhaps for the better, in order to recoup its lost fortunes?
I think it'll have to. I think, first of all, I think that they have to get younger people in, younger people in producing and directing and so on. I think that they're going to have to compete with the Europeans now rather than the Europeans competing with us. You see, the Europeans started
making art films because that's the only way they can have them seen in this country. I think we're now going to have to start making art films for the art theaters in this country and then eventually send them to Europe.
Do you think there's really a market for art films large enough for Hollywood to support?
I think definitely there is, especially in Europe. I think that's the biggest market there is in Europe right now are art films. The United States in the last, I think 3 years ago there were something like 300 art theaters, and now there are 2,000 and more than that, about 2,500 I would say art theaters in the United States alone.
Have you been typed quite a bit in the roles that you've been getting?
I would say that I have, yes. I have to, on television, you know, you do a guest star shot on television, which is what I do. You have to play, most of the time, heavies. So I'm playing heavies. Actually, in Night Tide, though, the film that is opening here, I play a very nice, naive kind of American boy from Kansas or
Last
Colorado.
week in the Twilight Zone, you were the leader of the American Nazi Party, weren't
Yeah,
you?
that's right, that's right. Yes.
As a matter of fact, your very first television role, the one that really got you started big, was a very offbeat role, wasn't it?
Yes, I played an epileptic. I played an epileptic on Medic. But at the same time, even though the boy was very sick, he was very sympathetic. It was a very sympathetic part.
Dennis, you have a remarkable similarity to Napoleon. I wonder whether people have told you about that.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I played Napoleon at Warner Brothers about 1957, I think, in The Story of Mankind. Marie Windsor played Josephine. It was a small part. It was a vignette, and The Story of Mankind. Vincent Price was in it, and Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Coleman, and just various, you know, stars. It was one of those big star things. But it was, I loved the part. I loved playing it.
Do you have anything big coming up in the near future?
Well, just television. I just, you know, I'm doing television. I'm up for 3 or 4 films, but there's nothing concrete about it, so I don't know.
How do you like the life up there? Is there enough security for you to be happy with it?
Yes, yes, there is. It can get better. I would like to, you know, do a lot more than I'm doing at the present time, but I'm surviving very nicely.
Well, actually, you and Victor Buono are probably the most successful graduates of San Diego to make the big time in Hollywood.
I guess so, yes. Of course, when you think back a few years, there was Gregory Peck, too. He was from here. And then Marla English was up there for a while. I guess she left and came back down here. And I guess that's about it, isn't it? Yeah.
Congratulations, Dennis, and welcome back to San Diego, your hometown.
Thank you very much, Mr. King.